sound so corny. I'm letting the palette speak to my heart. Hey y'all, my name is Ashley, and today I'm going to do a little get ready with me. I'm just gonna do a tutorial using a palette that's older, so a Throwback Thursday. So if you wanna see how I got this look, what palette I used, I might have put it in the title, I don't know, then keep on watching. I feel like with being a redhead now, I can be a little bit more sassier and it's kind of forgiven. Because, you know, like redheads tend to be associated going through change and wanting to be a little psychotic in their life. I don't know, maybe I'm trying that way, I don't know. I was a redhead 10 years ago, okay? So it's not like a new color for me. But it was less than 10. It's been a while. So I wanted to start this summer doing like a little mini series on my channel where I'm doing like a Throwback Thursday using palettes that are older within my collection. I'm going to use some summer palettes every Thursday, doing a look with them, getting ready with you, kind of chit-chatting a little bit. And I want to start this off with the Nomad Cosmetics Monteverde Cloud Forest palette. And I picked this one because out of all the palettes that I have lined up for the summer, this is actually one you can still purchase. And I don't know how much longer you can purchase it for because on Nomad's website, it is on sale for $29 in their sale section. On Nomad's website, when it's going on sale, it's being pushed out the door. So if you like this palette and it is something you're interested in, as the time I'm filming this, it is available. This is a beautiful, vibrant, it screams summer, okay? It's got all those tropical colors where they're vibrant, but then you've got some neons as well. And out of all the palettes that Nomad has come out with over the summers, I have quite a few of them. This one is my favorite because the colors are so bold. I went ahead and primed my eyes with my color base. I used the Beauty Creations eye base in the shade Ballerina Girl. And I don't know what I want to play with. I mean, I always want to play with green shadows. Now I won't look so monochromatic with the green brows and the green hair and the green eyeshadow. So maybe I'll play with some greens today. But I also really like this hot pink in there, along with like this. This is also a hot pink, but it's like a neon pink. But then you got your yellows. It's just this palette makes me want to play with all the colors except for the brown. So no offense to the brown. I'm just not interested in the neutral. So I'm gonna start off with the shade Green Vine Snake, and this is just a matte, pretty vibrant, bright green. It's almost a Kelly green, but it's a little bit brighter. And I think that's what I'm going to apply in my crease, because even though I like color, I've also figured out, like, I do love my color shadows, but it's not saying, there's days that I want to do it, but I don't want to be like super intricate with my makeup with like the fancy cut creases and like the shadow that goes up to my brows. I personally don't like eyeshadow that goes up to my brows. I have a very small face. It does not look good on me. But I still want some beautiful colors, but I don't really take much of anything past my crease. But I'm going to put this shade in my crease. Now, I was going through my collection because I am in the middle of packing and moving house, which is why I'm doing a lot of pre-filming, which is why, like I said, I kind of have this series planned out because I was able to pick a palette for every Thursday from now until the end of August, okay? And they're all different. Every palette's different. I'm not going to use the same palette twice, and they're all summer themed, which just shows I have a lot in my collection. But I kind of, like, as I was packing up things and going through things, I was like, damn, I got all these palettes and I haven't been using them. And this is going to make me use them. And who doesn't like a bright, vibrant summer tropical look, okay? It is the season. So I'm just gonna put this in my crease. This is gorgeous. It's actually the same color as like the tip of my nails. And I feel like my nails look like watermelons. Maybe I'll do a watermelon look. No, I don't think I will. But I'm just gonna put this in the crease all the way down to my inner corner and all the way to my outer corner. But so bright, so vibrant. I really enjoy the payoff you get from a Nomad palette, which is why I have so many. I have an absurd amount of Nomad palettes. Surprisingly enough, I have not yet bought the Route 66 one. I want it, but I'm being good by not buying it. I also saw that they just released like 3 palettes that were kind of vaulted in a way, where they were discontinued and then they brought them back. 2 of those palettes I do already own, so I'm like, well, I was like, is it super reformulated? Like, do I need to buy it? I'm gonna pass on the 2 that I own, but the grungy Berlin one is like calling my name. And I've said this before, I don't like to just order 1 palette from Nomad because I don't want to pay for shipping. So I always wait until there's 2 that I like. And I'm like, well, I want Route 66. I want the Berlin palette. I might end up buying them shortly. Now I'm going to use the shade Glass Wings in the outer corner. So it's like this deep, deep forest green. Oh, it's the color that my hair used to be. Actually, my kids still keep calling me mommy with the green hair because that's what they call me. And like, I still respond to it. But I'm sure out in public, people are giving very funny looks because it ain't green no more. And honestly, like, I realized in the last month, I was trying to purposely like get the color out of my hair. It just wasn't what it was. And I was in the in-between of like wanting to keep the green or like let it grow out, because I do have like this black band in my hair, which is why I went with like this pink red, because I figured the black band in my hair would kind of like be complementary towards the reds, but it wasn't working with the greens. So my goal is to have this for the summer and then revisit green hair in the fall. Now I want to put in this gorgeous pink, but I think what I want to do is kind of like, I was just complaining about cutting creases. I am going to slightly cut it because it would look nicer with a clean line. What I was meaning by that earlier is that I feel like in 2016, like when you played with color, you were trying to use all the colors within your palette and like trying to do these really extravagant looks. I like color and I like somewhat a complicated look, but I'm kind of over trying to use every color in the palette and kind of just going with what my heart is telling me to do. I sound so corny. I'm letting the palette speak to my heart. But I'm just gonna quickly clean that up, get a nice clean, crisp line. Honestly, I think this palette also came out before they did, well actually, I don't think, I know, it came out before like the duochromes and the shifty shades. But I'm gonna take it, because I'm in my head, I'm thinking, oh, this would be really nice if I can put a shifty shade on my center of my lid. But I'm trying to just stick to this palette. So I'm gonna use the shade Orchid, and that's gonna be on the rest of my lid. Not like directly in the inner corner, but down to the inner corner. And just because I really like that combination of pink and green. And this is like just the perfect summer pink. Just a hot pink. Before I get into the shimmer, I feel like a yellow would be really nice in the inner corner to blend into that green. So I'm gonna use the shade Toucan, which is the bright yellow in the palette. It's another matte. I will get to the shimmers, I promise. But I'm gonna put that in the inner corner, blending into the green, because that will be just really pretty. And I'll also add brightness to my inner corner. And it kind of, like, I'm not gonna complain because I like a good orange. It's also making the pink in the inner corner a little orange. I feel like this is also a really great way to encourage those who watch a lot of makeup content or consume a lot of beauty content and, you know, love makeup, to go through your collections and pull out some of your oldies. Like, I'm probably a bad, I don't know, influence saying like, hey, pull out some of your old palettes, even though they might be expired. Like, if there's no mold and they don't smell funny, I'll use it. I don't care. I don't care. Like, I'll take the risk, which I'm sure is like super bad. But I feel like with palettes, like it takes a lot for them to go bad. And I store all of my stuff not in a bathroom. This room is actually pretty cold most of the time, to the point where I actually have a space heater sometimes because it does get so cold in here. And so kind of all of my stuff is in a climate controlled area. So I'm going to use this dark green shimmer called Green Mountain. I think this will look really nicely tying in the hot pink along with that deeper green that I put in my outer corner. Fingers crossed, because I just realized there's not a pink shimmer in this palette. But I am going to use my finger and just tap it on the lid. That is gorgeous though. Like, I really like that color. I am going to try to use this little applicator here to kind of get up to that line so it's a nice clean line still. And then I'll use my finger to kind of warm the shades together. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that so far. I need to know what I'm gonna do for my under eyes. I think I'm gonna take the yellow and the greens and do the under eyes, because sometimes when you do pink under the eyes, it kind of makes it look like you have pink eye. So you gotta balance how much pink you're gonna use. But I'm gonna take the yellow toucan, and that's gonna be for under my eyes in my inner corner and towards the center of my eye. Instead of like the green that I used in my crease, I'm gonna actually use a different matte green in here called Green Spiny Lizard. So it's just a little bit darker than the other green I was using. And that's gonna be for the center of under my eye. And then finally back into Glass Wings for that dark green in the outer corner. This is how you can tell Nomad's formulas have improved, because it's not really gonna bother me because I'm just gonna take my sponge and clean it up a little bit. There was a little bit of fallout with those shades, but it's not the end of the world. Usually with all of like the newer formulas within Nomad, there's no fallout at all, in my experience. I feel like I need an inner corner shimmer, but the shimmers in this palette are actually on the darker end. So I could put the Wildlife Wonderland in my inner corner, which is going to be a brighter green. And then the other shades, I just feel like they won't flow as nicely. I don't know, maybe I will. Let's go ahead and do it. So I'm gonna take a little detailing brush and use that Wildlife Wonderland shade and pop it in the inner corner and then bring it down under my eye. I feel like I'm missing something, but maybe after some liner and lashes, and by lashes I mean just mascara, I might feel like this look is a little bit more put together. Okay, so I knew if I just added the liner and the mascara that I feel like finally the look is put together. It's because I'm so used to putting a shimmer on like the inside of my eye. I don't know anatomy, okay? But like right here instead of in the outer corner. And I really like the idea of just doing a shimmer in the outer corner instead of the inner corner, and just doing like the little pop right here in like the inner corner, just like not on the lid. I don't know, I'm using a lot of words to explain something really, really simple, but this was my final look. I got to play with a palette that I haven't used yet this season. Now that is one of my go-to summer palettes. I am gonna have like a summer favorites coming up shortly. I've mentioned in other videos before, I'm doing a lot of pre-filming, so I don't know what order things are going to go out. I'm trying to edit as I film them, but with the moving and everything like that, I just don't know when it's gonna go out. I'm not gonna lie, okay? I'm doing the best that I can. But if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. Oh, real quick, on my lips, instead of using a Dior lip oil, I actually went with a lip plumper today. This one's from Patrick Ta. This is the Barbie one. I've used this in the past. This is the Malibu Dream House shade. And I did look it up on his website. They still have this bundle available. So this was a bundle with a blush duo. But I love this one. Like I love my Dior lip oils when I do like a lip liner and just a lip oil on top. But for plumping, like I love this. It also smells like bubble gum. So I really, really enjoy it. But if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And until next time, bye y'all.